Joshua!
We are back with another edition of Anime Antics, and this time we are going for the best new gen anime.
We're gonna talk about just specifically ones that were made, in the recent couple of years.
Like 2010 and after.
Without further ado, we'll just hop right into it with your honorable mention.
Yeah, we have one honorable mention. This one's gonna be a real short, sweet video. To Your Eternity. Now, for my thing, I felt To Your Eternity, especially in like 2017, 2018, a very violent year in anime, was a nice, fresh, different take. Yes, it still had its violence, but it wasn't senseless. The violence intended in this anime was like for his evolution. I thought the character growth was great, and I kind of had like a running gag going with myself, like, man, you know they're gonna die. Can they make you sad still? And I thought it was great that they succeeded every time, especially the last one, because I was like, nah, bro, they've killed like 4 or 5 people now. I got this. We're good. And nope, still sad. But yeah, it was just a nice change of pace for me. The fact that he was literally started off as like a rock on the ground, just an orb, and just changed and evolved from literally nothing into what we would know as a protagonist of anime. He has all the lovability, all the you actually give a shit about this nigga. He ain't got no bullshit crying all the time problems. But yeah, it's pretty good, and I thought the knockers was pretty good. It kind of fell off a little bit, that's why it only really made it into the honorable mention. But To Your Eternity, go check it out. It is worth the time in every watch. So, To Your Eternity.
Definitely worth the watch. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It started off fucking hot, so give it a go. But speaking of change of pace, that leads us right into number 5, which is Spy Family. In recent times, action anime has severely taken over the mainstream.
It really has.
And Spy Family has been an amazing change of pace from that. It's very wholesome, it's very sincere, it's very comedic. It has its actiony moments at times, it's high intensity at times, but it's a lot of smooth sailing. It's got a very cool dynamic with the trio in the household being, one being a spy, one being an assassin, and one being a telepath, and now adding a telepathic dog into the mix. There's going to be some crazy backstories, and there's definitely going to be some crazy backstories. There's definitely going to be a crazy future, no doubt.
I love the Anya spoof episode where they was training with the dodgeball, and you thought it was going to be the most epic thing ever, and it was just poof. Fail,
straight
and it's
bombs
like,
it.
Bro bombs it. But her mom is just
slices through a tennis ball.
Like,
it's a great dynamic. It's a hilarious, wholesome show, and it like I said, great change of pace. I think it earns a spot. And if you haven't seen the Anya taking over the manga panels, then where the hell have you been? Because that's been one of the greatest things in manga. That being said, we'll just hit number 4.
Straight to Demon Slayer.
Way more, as we talked about, action anime, and this one has crazy leaps and bounds animation of tier above most other animes going on right now.
Yeah, the action is pretty nuts. As much as I dog on Demon Slayer, the action fights are pretty good. The manga has gotten even nutser. So if you are thinking that last season was hype and ignorant, apparently I have been told it's the calm before the storm.
Oh yeah, Season 3 was the calm before the storm. Everybody was complaining that it didn't live up to the Tengen versus Gyutaro fight at the end of Season 2, which, by the way, won Fight of the Year that year because of course it did. Look how fucking crazy it is. You're talking Demon Slayer deserves to be on this list. But the character growth is already starting to set in. You haven't seen too much of it yet. Again, you really start to see it after this. The calm before the storm. Shit's about to hit the fan. For those of you who have read the manga, but it's about to go crazy with Season 4. Everybody thinks everybody's safe, nobody really dies. Go ahead, keep saying that out loud. I want to hear it. I want to hear that in the comments. Let's go ahead and wait till see what happens. With that being said, if we're gonna talk about action, talk about number 3.
This one is Vinland Saga, and I love this show so
Oh my
much because it went from 0 to 1,000 real quick. Oh my actual.
This main character in Thorfinn has gone through more character growth in 2 seasons than more people have gone through an entire series.
And like 500 episode animes. Like, bro, this man has gone through more trauma than like half the One Piece, bro. It's terrible. This man, as a what, 6, 7, 8-year-old
He 8,
kid?
I
He
believe.
was 8 when he lost his pappy. He watched this man die, and it was his fault. And he understood that it was his fault. Wanted to get revenge on a dude, became a mercenary.
Killed so many people.
And then finally the character growth in season 2. I'm not gonna spoil it because this is
It's
one
just
you,
been
you
tremendous.
just
You have to
go
watch this. I mean,
The
you will not
character
regret it.
growth is just the bees.
I plan on
knees
picking
with
up the
this
manga
man.
pretty soon myself because, again, the anime has been so absolutely fantastic. You
I'm
talk
gonna
about
rewatch
characters
it first
and
because
character
fucking why
growth.
not?
Vinland Saga is a top tier anime right
Top
now, and there's
tier.
no argue about that.
Character growth is on point. The animation is beautiful. The fights are choreographed beautifully. They're it's a chef's kiss of all anime for right now. But it's just really short. So our top 2 are just really longer, much longer animes.
We're gonna go ahead and slide into number 2, being Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
Now, if you talk about action animes being carried by fights, JJK is hands down probably the best fighting anime out there right
They
now.
are the absolute GOAT when it comes to jumping the crap out of people.
Just
bro.
in this recent episode,
Like-
we saw that shit that jumped the fuck out of this man again. I mean,
Oh
they're
my
telling
God.
you talk about respect the 1v1. JJK characters are the opposite of that. They are 2v1ing the fuck out of your ass at every given opportunity.
At any point, any opportunity, we jumping the crap out of people. Spoiler warning, I loved you to death. R.I.P. Gojo. Moment of silence. Yes, bro! This show is so hype. I can't wait for that to be animated. Manga readers, you know what we are talking about.
Speaking of Gojo, I mean, he is a reason alone to put this anime on this
Yes,
list. I
bro,
mean,
this
between the
man's
fights, between
unlimited
Gojo,
void.
the comedy, the fights, the animation is absolutely
The
gorgeous.
disrespect to his elders.
The disrespect that was just laid down by Toji at the beginning of season 2, and just everything that has happened in this show so far has been brutal. It has been awesome, and I have loved every single second of it.
Yes.
With that being said, though, we will move on to our number 1, and that is Black Clover.
Man.
When you talk about best new gens, Black Clover is easily the pick. I mean,
It is.
you talk about character growth across so many different characters.
You got Asta,
Noelle,
well,
all the royals really. If you Fuegoleon, Nozel, I mean the character growth just goes on and on and on. I mean the Black Bulls went from being the worst squad to being the best squad with just the addition of Asta being there. There has been so much action. There has been so many plot twists. There's been so much to be unexpected. And I mean, Black Clover really has been carrying way more than I thought it was going to. I was not expecting it to be as good as it ended up being. But
the comic relief in this show goes a long way to show you, especially knowing how dark it got at the end. And Henry, I think, is probably the most best random character of all time, bro. Because why in the world is he keeping a magic sucking man just in the, like, no one knew about this man for a long time.
My house.
And why he talks so slow, bro? Everything about Black Clover, from the characters to the fights to the animation to Mariona, who is just an actual goddess. Bae, by the way, it's just fantastic. And even the movie that just dropped went so hard. Pay attention to it if you're not reading the manga. It's not all the way canon, but there's some definite hints and foreshadowing in there. So, without spoiling too much,
I mean, there isn't really a whole lot more we can say, but they do so much well, and I'm so excited for the way this is going to end. I mean, they really have done their. He's really done his due diligence with this show, so I'm really excited for the outcome of this.
Not much filler at all, and that's how we do it, and that's how we like it. Like the video if you like the video. Remember to subscribe, and have a good one.